From a two-room schoolhouse on the King Ranch in South Texas to the top of Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., former Texas Tech University president Lauro Cavazos says education has always been the foundation to his success.
It was a remarkable place to grow up in. I was born back there in 1927. My father was foreman of what was called the Santa Gertrudis Division of the King Ranch.
Though his father had little schooling and his mother was functionally illiterate, Lauro's parents knew a good education was a must for their 5 children.
It was of the 1930s, and it was a different time. My father got it in his mind that the best school was probably, he really believed, would be that Plato school, that Anglo school. Kingsville had several schools, one for the African Americans, one for the Hispanic kids, and 2 of them for the Anglos, all segregated. Here were these visionaries back in the 1930s saying, I'd like him to go to that Anglo school in town. So my father went in there and bought a lot that he built a house on it. And I could walk to the Anglo school.
After high school and a stint in the military, Lauro attended a South Texas college, where a professor made a profound impact on him. But when that educator left, Cavazos followed him to Texas Tech.
The reason we came out here is that this great professor, James Cecil Cross, became chair of biology at Texas Tech. So I followed him 600 miles. You follow people who can lead you and help you in your education.
It was here that Lauro received his bachelor's and master's degrees in zoology.
And it was the education that I started here at Texas Tech that became the foundation for what I achieved academically. And so therefore, I owe this college a lot.
While a student at Texas Tech, Lauro met Peggy, his wife of more than 60 years and his partner in imparting the value of education to their 10 children.
Know that we will always stand behind you to help you with your education. At one time, we had 7 of them in undergraduate, graduate, and medical school.
But Lauro always dreamed of one day returning to his alma mater.
I wanted to come back to Texas Tech. I wanted to be on the faculty. This is where I want to go. But I knew good and well I couldn't come here as a faculty member until I had at least a PhD and the other sorts of things and teaching skills that you expect of a teacher at Texas Tech.
After receiving his PhD and working at various higher education institutions, Cavazos finally had the chance to return to Lubbock.
I applied for that job here as president. I didn't think I had a prayer, frankly.
But he did. Just a short time later, not only was Cavazos selected for the position, he was the first alumnus and first Hispanic to become president of Texas Tech, as well as the Health Sciences Center.
As I got to know the faculty and the administration and the staff and the others, I saw their commitment was right there. They made my job easy. It made me look good. I also met that commitment about being a professor. I lectured at the medical school in anatomy, and I lectured in biology because I wanted the students and the faculty to see me as both a teacher, but not just an administrator who really doesn't know what it's like down in the trench.
After nearly a decade at the helm of his alma mater, Cavazos received a life-changing phone call.
I took the call, and it turned out to be the head of White House personnel. And he wanted to know if I would be interested in being considered for the job as Secretary of Education.
After several meetings with White House officials and then President Ronald Reagan,
and the more we talked, we thought this might be an opportunity to do something significant at the national level.
Lauro was confirmed as the Secretary of Education and the first Hispanic cabinet member.
Once I was sworn in, we were working unbelievable number of hours and days. A most interesting time at all.
Building on his life experiences, he wanted to be a champion for quality education for children of all backgrounds.
I was dismayed by the lack of education of so many of our minorities in this country. I had seen it firsthand. I'd seen it at the university. I'd seen it just walking in the streets.
And through it all, there was Peggy, who is as dedicated to the cause as her husband.
And she would read all of this stuff, and she would highlight things that I needed to watch out for, talk to me about these things. So she was as much involved as I was. She was as knowledgeable as I was about education and how we were going to handle it.
Wherever his personal and professional life has taken him, Lauro Cavazos credits the visionaries that started him on this educational path.
So those seeds that my parents planted on us took root. It took root and flourished. So that was the legacy that was passed down from that ranch through my parents to us, to our children. And they have continued in the same way, educating their children.
This is Lacey Nobles for Texas Tech Today.